Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to another fun-filled, exciting excursion into a week of powerful recruiting. This is Deep Recruiting. I'm your host, Jim Bright. I have over 25 years of experience in the field of recruiting. And what I wanted to do this week is start off with really the first in a series of candidate control. Control is really critical to the process. If you're not controlling the process, really, frankly, you're just kind of an order taker. You're not really doing your job. You're not a professional salesman or woman, and you're not living up to your expectation unless you are learning how to control the recruiting process and control the candidate in the process. Now, when I talk about control, I'm not talking about forcing somebody to do something they don't want to do, or in fact, they shouldn't do. What I'm talking about is controlling the process from the standpoint of you know how to get it done. You know the right steps to take at each stage of the process. You're the professional. You know what's going on. For example, I've done some home repairs. Now, 9 out of 10 times, I'm going to do that home repair. I'm going to save a lot of money. I'm going to do it right. But then there's always that 10th time where I foul it up. I mess it up. Doesn't matter how much education I've got. It doesn't matter how much work I do in the process to make sure that what I've done is correct, that I'm doing everything right. You just inevitably end up kind of screwing it up. And to fix it, you have to hire somebody. And that one expense to correct your mistake ends up destroying or overshadowing all the money you saved on the other items. I'm not a handyman, right? I need help. So I turn to professionals who know what they're doing, who can do the job right the first time. It saves me time, saves me aggravation. Frankly, in the long run, it saves me money. So what I'm talking about when I'm talking about candidate control, what I'm talking about is controlling the process, because you're the professional. You should know how to get things done. They are not the expert. The candidate you're representing is not somebody, they better not be somebody who's interviewing all the time and managing the interview cycle. You are the expert. That's why you should be in control of the process. Now, as you approach every single recruiting call, there is a difference. There is the goal of being goal-oriented and being persuasive, and then there's basically having random conversations. Too many recruiters end up just having random conversations. Now, powerful and successful sales professional, they don't engage in random presentations. What they do is they have the goal-oriented persuasion. They know what they're going to do. They're going to know that A leads to B leads to C, and C always leads to D. It's a process. It's a process they have to learn, they have to memorize, they have to practice, and they have to repeat in live conversations over and over and over and over again until they get it right. Your goal as a professional recruiter needs to be about creating excitement about the opportunity you're representing, and possibly, assuming your candidate is actually worthy of it, to become their go-to recruiter for all time. That should be your goal. For this to happen, every single word out of your mouth must be deliberate. Every sentence, every word, every syllable that you express must carry that ball down the field towards the goal post of your sales process so that your prospect can get what they want, so that you can get paid, so that you can manage that process effectively. The sales process is, in fact, a proven process for influencing and controlling the sale. Negotiating, making yourself known in a way that's compelling and frankly congruent with others that are compelled to take action for the greater good. It's the most logical, it's the most elegant way to influence somebody because it cuts the core of what really matters in the cycle. I hope I'm making sense with some of this stuff. Let me skip back to where my notes should be on this thing. Sorry about that. This is the business of doing live. Got to find my place. Now, part of this is also about mastering your emotional states. No one ever wrote a book, and if they did, I guarantee you it didn't sell very well, on how to be miserable, how to be angry, how to be hateful, how to be sad, and how to be depressed. I mean, why would they? Why would anybody choose that? That, in fact, is very easy to do. It's the mental state of many. These emotional states rob you of happiness. They rob you of success. They rob you of your friends, of love, of wealth, of everything you truly want in life. Yet, all these issues, all these emotional states are actually the default choice for a lot of people. These are the easy choices for people to make. So, choosing happiness, choosing success, choosing wealth, choosing love, these are frankly hard. Now, every choice we make in life is hard. You do have to choose your hard. I personally want to choose the hard that's going to nut me the biggest gains. Every single choice you make in life is going to require work, whether that's sitting on the couch and eating potato chips. That work is simply going to come later in life through being unhealthy. Or you can choose to eat healthy and exercise now so that later on you actually feel good. Being happy, being sad, being excited, being morose, feeling content, feeling angry, feeling empathetic, hateful, thrilled, depressed. These are all firmly under your control, just like how you control the sales process. It's a choice you make every day when you wake up, every moment of every day, and how you approach every single situation. Now, just as a quick little disclaimer, because I feel I have to do that, this is not meant to reflect on those who are under the care of a medical professional. That's a whole different ballgame. We're talking about people that are not in that situation. Now, there are many techniques to manage this, from positive affirmations to meditation to simply making that choice. Me, I wake up every day. I choose to be happy, choose to exercise. I choose what goes in my mouth. I choose what words I say. I choose how I'm going to treat other people. I choose whether or not my day is going to go well. And some days it's really as simple as using your personal interactions and the words you use in them to empower yourself. You will get a peek into your mental state and how you're going to perform if you sit back and evaluate the words you're choosing every single time. So before you go into that sales presentation, before you go into that interview, part of controlling that process is making sure that you yourself are in that empowered, happy state where you don't not only hope things are going to go well for you, but you expect them to go well for you. You expect the candidate to allow you to control the process. When you walk in with that expectation and when you're willing to walk away, when the candidate is not meeting that expectation, your candidate control is simply going to go up. Now, conversely, if you've got a bad attitude, if you're angry, if you're in a negative state, you're going to hurt every person around you. You're going to hurt the candidate you're talking to. When you come in positive, pumped, enthusiastic, yeah, we're going to get this thing. When you're sharp, when you've gotten a good night's sleep, when you've eaten right, you're going to lift everyone around you up. You're going to lift them up to that higher level. And the way you carry yourself, that mental image you create about yourself, is going to rule the day, and it's going to help you control the candidate. Again, this is just step one in candidate control. Your job is to raise your candidates up into a state of happiness and empowerment. That's how you get candidates to love you, your product, your service, your company, you as a recruiter. That's how you get them on or up to a 10 across the board. That's how you build rapport. That's how you move the sales process down to the goal. And ultimately, it's how you're going to close the individual sale. Remember, the first person you have to sell on controlling the candidate is yourself. Jamie Crosby once said, 80% of your growth comes from your mindset. And Napoleon Hill said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. You've heard it before. You know it's true. Now, this is just step one in candidate control. Next week, we're going to go on to step two of candidate control. This has been Deep Recruiting. My name is Jim Bright. I hope you're getting a little bit of value out of this. If you've got questions, comments, input, something you'd like us to cover on a live stream, we'll keep it confidential. We won't mention your name unless you explicitly ask us to. Email us at deeprecruiting@teamgtn.com. Let us take your scenario. Let us come up with a solution. We want to deliver results to you, to everybody out there. This has been Jim Bright with Deep Recruiting. Email us, give us a positive review, make a comment. We appreciate you tuning in. Have a great week, make a sale, and looking forward to seeing you all next week. Take care, everybody.